Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome back to Steelers Almighty. Feels like I just talked to you guys just a few hours ago. I guess it's because I did. Steelers had another practice today in training camp. It was a huge vet day today. A lot of people didn't practice after the Friday night lights last night. A lot of people didn't practice today, but that gave opportunities to people that not necessarily had opportunities previously. So we got to see some work from some people. We're going to discuss a lot of that today. First thing, Will Howard, he looked good. No Aaron Rodgers today, so Will Howard looked good. We'll talk about that. James Pierre and Beanie Bishop. Again, some guys out in the secondary, they get an opportunity, they stepped up. We'll talk about it. And then the entire offensive line, predicted starters for the Steelers' offensive line, was out there for some work today. So we'll discuss that as well and how important it is to not only get those guys healthy, but get them working on at the same page. Or on the same page. So we'll discuss all of that and more. Appreciate everybody being in here. Thank you guys as always, man. Thanks for showing up. It was a very festive crowd again today out there in Latrobe. Another 13,000 plus people came out to see the Steelers practice again. Back-to-back days where everybody there said they haven't seen this many people out there. So it's just back-to-back days of just craziness out there. So Steeler fans are excited. They're excited. Get an opportunity to root on their team. They feel like this team could be better than last year's team. We'll see what happens. But it's there for the taking. It's there for the taking. Super chat by Bernard Nixon says, who's better, Rodgers or Big Ben? I mean, I don't know. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was pretty damn good. I know that. And I mean, obviously, we're talking about both their primes. I think Aaron Rodgers was probably better than Big Ben, but that doesn't mean Big Ben was a bad quarterback. Doesn't mean it at all. Ben was great, but so was Aaron Rodgers. But I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you, because we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. We just care how good Aaron Rodgers is going to be this year. That's all I care about. Let's see what he can do this year. So, but a lot happened today. It was a vet day, like I mentioned. Not just a vet day; it was almost like a rest day for a lot of individuals. A lot of individuals out there. I mean, they didn't see the vets. Calvin Austin wasn't practicing. Joey Porter didn't practice. He kind of did a little bit of light work on the side. So I think maybe he's got like a twisted ankle or something like that. Who knows? But he was doing a little bit of light stuff, not a ton. It was just lots of guys out today. A lot of guys that just did not practice today. But on the flip side of that, we got to see some. Like Aaron Rodgers wasn't out there, so that means Will Howard got elevated. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, Will Howard, he looked pretty good today. He looked pretty good today. Now, again, it was practice. They didn't have pads on, but Will Howard, he threw the ball. He had a read option where he kept the ball on a play, ran a good 30 to 35 yards untouched. I mean, Will Howard got an opportunity. He said, I'm going to take advantage of this. I think Will Howard has, first of all, he's got the number 3 position wrapped up on this roster. Okay, I think that was wrapped up the first day of training camp. I think Will Howard, he started 4th. By the end of that day, he was 3rd. Okay, so there's no ifs, ands, or buts. But I also don't want to put out the illusion that because Will Howard has looked good in a couple of training camp practices, that all of a sudden means that he's the backup quarterback. It doesn't mean that, people. It doesn't mean that at all. So I suspect next Saturday in Jacksonville, the first preseason game, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play. I think it'll be Mason Rudolph. But for the majority of that game, we're going to see a lot of Will Howard. And let's see what happens then. And again, it's still preseason, but it's football. It's football. And I don't care if Will Howard looks good against the 3s, the 5s, the 20s. It's better than him looking bad. Okay, so it's better than him looking bad. Bernard Nixon, another super chat. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is a diva? I don't really. I'll be honest with you, my man. These questions, I don't care. I just want him to play good football for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's it. That's it. You know, I don't get into the drama, my man. I guess, are you wanting to just come out and say, hey, I want you to say something bad about Aaron Rodgers? Just say that, but I'm not going to do that. I don't understand. I don't care if he's a diva. I just want him to play good football. That's it. That's all I want him to do, brother. I appreciate your question, but I just want him to play good football. That's it. So Sam Steele says, is just checking in. We appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, brother. We absolutely appreciate you. So thank you very much. No, it's not just that. I get it, Sonny. I don't know what my man Bernard is asking. Is like, well, is Big Ben or Aaron Rodgers better? Well, I think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback, but okay. But what's that got to do with training camp? Like, we're talking about training camp. Is Aaron Rodgers a diva? I'm like, come on, man. We're just talking training camp here, brother. That's all. That's all. We're just talking training camp. So appreciate it. Thank you, Clifford Brown. We appreciate your support, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. Derpy Entertainment says they just left training camp. Derpy, what'd you think? What'd you think today? Like I said, Will Howard looked good. He looked good. He got a little bit more of an opportunity. So, yeah, I don't know. I think he just got more of an opportunity and he played well. That's a good thing. And again, I know there's people out there that are skeptical, and I'm skeptical too, that people are going to say, well, everybody wasn't out there. You know, he didn't play against all the best players. They didn't have pads on, and all of that is true. But if Will Howard would have went out there and stunk up the joint, isn't it better that he played well versus stinking up the joint? I think it is. So, you know, it's kind of that's my philosophy on it, is that he played better. So he played better. But we'll see what happens. We're moving forward. Just got to continue to stack days. Will Howard's just got to continue to stack good days. But today was an opportunity for people to play better, or to get out there that may not have had as many opportunities as others. For instance, you know, James Pierre and Beanie Bishop. You know, Corey Trice got hurt, as we all saw and we all know. So he was out. So Corey Trice was out. JPJ was out. So James Pierre got an opportunity. First off, Beanie Bishop moved into the nickel slot. Brandon Eccles, you know, Beanie Bishop got his opportunity today. And he played well when he got his opportunity. Broke up several passes in team drills. Beanie Bishop looked good, you know. So maybe there's a situation, hey, people, don't write me off just yet, says Beanie Bishop. Don't write me off just yet. It's a bad thing to say, but and we talked about this earlier today. Corey Trice is I don't know. I mean, Corey Trice put himself in a bad situation. It was already touch and go on whether he was going to make the roster or not. Not being out there and the Steelers not being able to count on him. I mean, that it's look, he just can't stay healthy, man. He just can't stay healthy, which is unfortunate. Hopefully this is something, okay, I take a couple days off. Monday, boom, I'm back out there. Or Wednesday, boom, I'm back out there and I'm ready to play in the first preseason game. Because I can tell you this, obviously there's plenty of guys that need to play in the preseason. Corey Trice Jr. needs to play in the preseason. He needs to play in the preseason and needs to play well. If he doesn't, it's a problem. It is a problem. So Black Hillbilly is calling from Oak Cliff, Texas, just down the road from me because I am in Frisco, Texas. What is going on, Black Hillbilly, brother? How you doing, man? Appreciate you tuning in, brother. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think James Pierre, that's a good question. Do we think James Pierre is going to make the roster? I didn't talk to you about him just yet. James Pierre, if you just went to practice today and you didn't know anything about James Pierre, you wouldn't have been able to mistake it. You would have thought you were looking at Rod Woodson out there today, ladies and gentlemen. I am not kidding. James Pierre looked incredible today at Steelers practice. He looked incredible. Picked off 2 passes in one-on-one drills, blanketed receivers, just knocking passes. James Pierre was all over the place. Like I said, he was in a battle to be able to make the team. Today, he took a step forward. Guys being out, him getting an opportunity, James Pierre took a step forward. He did. He looked, like I said, if you didn't know anything about him and he just trotted out on the football field and practice, you would have been like, man, did Rod Woodson come back reincarnated in this guy? Like, what is going on? Yeah, that's how good James Pierre looked today. So, my man Vegas, thank you for joining, man. We appreciate you. Members, he says, is that Magic and Bird on the top shelf behind you? We're talking training camp, brother. Keep it together, Vegas. Keep it together. So, keep it together. And then he says, now is not the time to be out if you're fighting for a spot. Now that, exactly. Now is not the time to be out. It's not the time. So, got to be on the field. Got to be available. Sal, what's going on, man? How you doing? We appreciate you for being in here. So thank you guys for showing up. Sam Steele, Man Jackson says, Atlanta, Georgia in the building. Well, what's going on, Atlanta, Georgia? We appreciate y'all being here. Now, it was a good practice today for the Steelers. People got a lot of work that, again, didn't necessarily get a ton of work previously. That is the difference. A lot of people got a lot of work that didn't necessarily get work pre. Like James Pierre looked great. Beanie Bishop looked good. Will Howard looked good. Another name out there that looked good. He's looked good pretty much all camp, Y.A. Black. Now, he's not a pass rushing dynamo, which I don't think any of us thought that that's what he was. But he's a run stuffer. Again, I'm not sure why he's playing defensive end, but he is. But he's a run stuffer. Doesn't get moved on the double team. Just basically will stand double teams up. I like what he's doing. So, and I can appreciate it. I can absolutely appreciate it. So, Sal says, congratulations, Steeler Almighty. 9K following. Get it? Yeah, we went over 9,000 yesterday. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support that you guys have given us, man. Yeah, we went over 9K yesterday. It was a good feeling. We've been at this since April 4th of last year, so we're moving in the right direction, but it's only because of you guys, man. So it's only because of you guys. But Clifford Brown, he says, I think having Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay is rubbing off on the rest of the DBs. 100%. We talked about that last night, about how the Steelers – that on our podcast that we did last night is that the DB room is a different room. Is that the DB room is that Slay and Ramsey have brought a confidence to that DB room. That guys are playing with much more confidence. They're playing with swagger. They're playing with an attitude. And more importantly, more than all of it, they're just playing with confidence, man. They're just playing with confidence. They're just out there making plays, confident that they can make the plays. And I think that's what those guys are telling them. It's like, man, go make the plays. You're here. Go make the plays. Don't sit back. Don't wait. Don't relax. Don't be reluctant. Okay? If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. But damn it, make a mistake being aggressive. And I think that's kind of what's changed things. So I love it. So, offensive line is a good question by CJ. The entire offensive line got work today. Isaac Seumalo, they were out there. They got some work today. Broderick, good question. Broderick looked better. Here's why. He looked better than yesterday. He didn't look bad today. Again, no pads, but he didn't look bad today. So that's a positive. Because here's the thing, is that it's like He's under a microscope. Broderick Jones is clearly under a microscope. So anything that he does bad, people are going to talk about, myself included. But I try to be fair, and when he doesn't play bad and he plays good, I say that. Today he looked good. Today he looked good. But you're not going to hear a whole lot of Twitter talk and stuff about it out there because that's not going to garner headlines. What's going to garner headlines is when Broderick plays terrible, like he did yesterday. He was terrible. Today he wasn't. He was good. And he was good. You got to give him his credit. So this morning we talked about Friday Night Lights, and I crushed him. And he deserved it. Today, played good. We got to give the man his flowers. And he deserves it. So the problem is he's got to start stacking up days. The good, the bad, the good, the bad, and, the roller coaster ride. We can't have that at left tackle. He's just got to continue. Even if it's slow and steady, fine. Then just be slow and steady. Just do that. Just continue to climb if it's slow and steady. But the ups and the downs and the ups, we can't have that at left tackle. That is not something that we can have. So we appreciate it. Nate Bell says, my first time being able to hop in on one of your live streams, but I wanted to say I really appreciate how you present information, being able to hear someone with real ball knowledge. Well, I appreciate that, Nate. The one thing about me, I'm always going to be honest. We're not always going to agree. We are not always going to agree. But I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell it how I see it. And if we don't agree, we don't agree. As long as people aren't disrespectful to me. Like today, we had somebody that was making fun of Corey Trice. I'm like, because he got hurt. I'm like, look, if he was playing bad, I will tell you, oh, man, that guy, he stinks and blah, blah, blah. But because he got hurt, I'm just not going to make fun of somebody being hurt. I don't do that. I don't do that. So, because nobody wants to get hurt. Corey Trice doesn't. I just feel bad for him because it sounds like his body is telling him enough's enough. It sounds like his body is telling him no more football. And I feel bad because his body's just not holding up, unfortunately. It's not holding up. And a lot of times your body will tell you, it'll give you the telltale signs. I mean, you've blown out knees twice. You've ripped hamstrings twice. This is all in succession. Not like he blew out a knee, he played 3 years, blew out a no. Blew out a knee next year. Blew out a knee next year. Tears a hamstring next year. I don't know if his hamstring's torn right now, but it's hurt again. I'm like, sometimes your body will tell you, man. It'll tell you. So, Jen and Sofa podcast. First time catching you live. Let's go. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the super chat and supporting the channel. Torsha, they don't give out those type of injuries just yet, unless it's a season-ending injury. But during training camp, teams aren't required to tell you. They're not required to tell you how bad or even exactly what. They're just not required to do that. So they haven't done that yet. They haven't done that. So, and they're probably still evaluating it. And maybe it's a day-to-day thing. But Mike Tomlin didn't say that he was day-to-day, that Corey Trice was. He said that Joey Porter Jr. was day-to-day. Asked him about Corey Trice, soft tissue injury. That's all he said. So he may not know, and it may be that they're just not sure on what's going on yet. So, but man, Jen and Sofa just became a member, man. We appreciate you supporting the channel. We really do. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, man. So, do I think that DeMarvin Leal's days are numbered? Yes. Yes. No. He doesn't. First of all, it's not his fault. He's a tweener. And he got the Steelers took him, but he's out of position. He is a 4-3 defensive end. That's what he is. He is not a 3-4 defensive end. He's not big enough. And he's not an outside linebacker. So he's with the wrong team. And he might be one of those guys that got drafted to the wrong team, and then he goes to a different team that plays a 4-3, and he can have some success. But he's a tweener in what we're trying to do, and he just doesn't fit, which, again, it's weird that we took him, but we did, and this is where we are. But yeah, he's not. I don't think he makes the football team this year. Matter of fact, I'm quite positive he doesn't make the football team this year, which is sad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So what are you going to do? We can't do anything about it. So Sal says, for the first time, I disagree with you, Big B, about if the Ravens got Parsons, we own them. We didn't own them at the end of last year. And you're telling me that if the Ravens, this is something we talked about earlier today, by the way, people, we were throwing out hypothetical trades. And one of those was if the Ravens got Micah Parsons, I said we won't be able to beat them. And Sal is saying, well, we've owned them. Okay, that's true. But we wouldn't if Micah Parsons was on their team. That's just the way I feel. Kind of the same way, like if we got Micah Parsons, and that's what I said. If the Steelers got Micah Parsons, we would be the best defense in the league. He would be able to play his natural position at outside linebacker, and we'd have him and TJ. Lord have mercy. I mean, who do you block? Like, literally, who do you block? So, but again, that was just hypothetical football is what we were talking about. But we'll see. But again, that's hypothetical. We don't need to get into that. But Black Hillbilly just became a member. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. So, for joining today. Thank you very much. Philip with the super chat. Just saying hi, just supporting the channel. We appreciate you, Philip, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. No, we all hate Baltimore, man. We all hate Baltimore. So, we all hate Baltimore. And Torsia, that's a good point. If Baltimore ended up getting Micah Parsons, then the Steelers got to lay down the gauntlet and go trade for Scary Terry. You're damn right. You're damn right. If the Ravens somehow got Micah Parsons, first off, it'd be interesting what they gave up for Micah Parsons. But, I mean, we're kidding ourselves. The Ravens will give up a first and a third-round pick for Micah Parsons in next year. They would do that. And it would be worth it if they chose to do that because they don't need a quarterback. And the Ravens are crazy good with their draft. Unfortunately, they are. But if they did that, yeah, the Steelers got to go trade for Scary Terry immediately. Immediately. But again, the Cowboys aren't trading Parsons, and the Commanders are not trading McLaurin. Those two things are just not going to happen. Hell, Terry McLaurin was hugging the owner today. So at training camp. So that happened. And that's not, I mean, if I want to get traded and I want out, I'm not going to run up and just go hug the owner, you know? So, and because there's no reason to do that. No reason. Mr. Palmer, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining in. We appreciate you. So, Rod Young, showing love from Canada. We have a top 5 defense. AR won't need to carry the team. Well, first of all, Mr. Young, we appreciate you showing love from Canada. And we can say Canada in this sense, because I don't know if you've been here before, but on Steelers Almighty, there's a guy named Matt that used to be the offensive coordinator. Yeah, we don't mention his last name on this channel. We don't do that here. So since you are just from Canada and showing love, we can say that. And I feel good and confident about that. But anytime we're talking about the previous offensive coordinator, yeah, we don't throw his name around on Steelers Almighty. We're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to do that here. You know, it's just, hey, look, I don't get to make all the rules, man. It's just what it is, man. It's just, we can't name him on the channel. So, oh yes, there we go. Showing love from Montreal, Quebec. Yeah, see, you get it, Rod. You get it. That's my dog, man. He gets it. He gets it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, let's see. What else we got here? My man Jen says, maybe it was a goodbye hug. No, because right before that, he was walking up and Jaden Daniels' mom was walking with him. He walked up, hugged her, walked up, hugged him, said hi, and was just walking around. Well, you want out of somewhere. What, you're not hugging somebody. Like, for instance, Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons, Stephen Jones was standing maybe 10 feet away from him. He didn't even look at him. There's the difference. So I don't think Micah Parsons is getting traded, but I think that relationship is fractured because he's pissed off. But that's neither here nor there. I don't think it's happening. So, Bernard Nixon. Good. See, there you go, Bernard. What do you think about Jack Sawyer? I think Jack Sawyer is proving me wrong so far, is proving me wrong on why I didn't want him to be drafted. I was very vocal in saying I wanted a cornerback in that spot, and the Steelers drafted basically a backup outside linebacker. And I was like, why are we doing that? What's the point in us doing that? And so he is in the midst so far in camp of proving me wrong, which I said, go prove me wrong, man. Go show that, hey, I'm worth it. It is what it is. He's doing that. So I like Jack Sawyer. You know, I was going to like him anyway because he's a Pittsburgh Steeler, but he's out there showing some stuff in there. So I think you're wrong. I think a hug could mean goodbye. Well, maybe go look at the context of it. It was a bro hug. That wasn't a goodbye. He walked up to him and hugged the man. Not, hey, man, I'm never going to talk to you again. That's not what it was. So it's fine if you think I'm wrong. Just go look at the context of it. And clearly you haven't, but that's okay. We all have our opinions. You're not late, man. You're not late. We appreciate it. JJ says that the Steelers need to cut James Pierre. Now, JJ, guys, is a guy that comes in. He's one of the most negative Steeler fans that you're ever going to meet. And clearly he didn't watch or hear anything about training camp today. So, because if he did, he would say, man, was that James Pierre out there today or was that Rod Woodson? Because James Pierre got an opportunity today. And the man played like a guy that knows that he is on the chopping block. It's just that simple. He said, I got an opportunity because some guys are hurt. Some guys are sitting out. I got an opportunity to play, and I'm going to go play my ass off. And he absolutely did. He absolutely did. Had 2 interceptions, knocked down passes all over the place. The man was everywhere today, playing like a man possessed. And now that doesn't mean he's going to make the football team, but Lord have mercy. He was out there playing like a man possessed, and I absolutely love it. Good for him. He's saying, look, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down fighting. So, and that's all you can ask. That's all you can ask. So, yeah, exactly. Good for him. He was playing well. My man Awareness. What's up, Big B? Welcome new members. Absolutely. New members, we appreciate you. Thank you guys for showing up. Anybody in here that you're not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you subscribe, and everybody go hit that like button, man. So, yeah, James Pierre said today, he's like, look, you guys might cut me. That's fine. But once I get an opportunity, I'm going to show that I can play a little football. The only problem with James Pierre is we've seen him on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Like, We've seen him on Sundays get an opportunity, and it doesn't look good. That's the difference. So this training camp stuff is fine, but is that it just doesn't look good on Sundays. It doesn't look good on Sundays. So doesn't look good. Jamal says, did you hear about Faetano Killen and D. Washington? D. Washington played good today. But he's been good all camp. Darnell Washington's been good all camp. And Faetano's been doing it. I mean, Faetano looked good in camp last year. And he's looking good in camp this year. Somebody who also looked good today was Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson looked good today. Peyton Wilson looked good today. So did Kenneth Gainwell. They kind of went back and forth at each other. They both look good today. I'm just saying, Our man is getting better. Caleb Johnson is getting better. Kenneth Gainwell is going to get carries for the Pittsburgh Steelers, ladies and gentlemen. So don't be dismayed. Don't be upset. Don't be thrown off if we think, oh, well, he's not going to get a lot of carries because, or why is he getting carries? Gainwell's pretty good running back. He's a pretty good running back. And what he does right now, that's better than our man Caleb Johnson, is pass protect. He does that better. Now, Johnson's getting better because he's getting more reps at it. It's just something they didn't ask him to do a lot at Iowa, but he's getting better. So, but we'll see. Warren's the number one back so far. I don't think that's up for debate. So, I don't think it's up for debate. He's the number one back, which is okay. So, but we'll see. Caleb Johnson getting better throughout training camp is a good thing. But today was a big vet day. But still got good work in. Like I said, Will Howard looked good. He did. I know he's the people's champ, but Will Howard looked good. And again, don't tell me it's just in helmets and shorts. He could have looked bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when people say, well, it doesn't mean anything. Well, it means a little something. It's kind of like, when offense and defensive line, it's like it's hard for an offensive lineman to block a D lineman when there's no pads on. But you still don't have to look horrific out there. You can still do some stuff out there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Last night was a better test for a lot of people. Got a lot of stuff done. But I like what I saw today from a lot of people, from Will Howard. Mason Rudolph was okay. Darnell Washington's doing his thing, but the whole O-line got a little bit of work in. So, but it was more of a vet day. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Jay, we get you, man. Here's the thing. It's like Darius Slay played at a high level last year, and we're expecting him again to play at a high level this year. So are we not thinking that he's able to cover a guy? I'm just curious, like your comment, Roman Wilson let old man Darius Slay lock him up. You're right. But at this point in his career, Darius Slay is a better player than Roman Wilson. And Darius Slay is supposed to lock guys up. That's why he's on the Steelers. Do you think that we got Darius Slay so he can't cover? Hey, let's bring in this guy because we know he can't cover. Come on, guy. Every comment doesn't have to be super negative. It's like, it's at least got to have some context to it. Like, Slay is good. He's a good player. So, for instance, DK Metcalf beat Jalen Ramsey. Are we saying, well, man, he cooked him because he won a rep? That's not how football works. But okay. Never mind. I apologize. I'm told that I'm always too negative. So I will not be negative. I just can't respond to you because those comments are just silly. KJ showing he can apply what he's learning. He absolutely is. And that's the whole thing, is that KJ is showing that he's putting in the work. Well, first of all, he identified what he doesn't do well, and he's putting in the work, and he's getting better at it. He's working before practice, in practice, after practice on pass protection, because he feels like, running the football comes second nature to me. Just getting the fits and all that kind of stuff. That's easy for me to figure out. This pass protection thing, I got to work at it. And that's what he's doing. He's working at it to be better. Good for him. So, Torsha says, if Roman Wilson doesn't pan out, Michigan definitely cheated. First of all, I don't think there's any question that Michigan cheated. They absolutely did. But I'm going the other way with it, Torsia. I could clearly don't care if they cheated. Like everybody cheats. They just cheated better than everybody else. I mean, it's ingenious to be able to finagle teams to let your man get down on the sidelines and film somebody's signals. That's ingenious. Sending a guy to a game to be able to look at your signals and film them. Ingenious. Ingenious. Hey, everybody's cheating. They just did it better. They just did it better. So that's the only difference. They just did it better. Everybody's cheating, man. Everybody's cheating. So Jamal says it looks like not having a true number 2 is going to come back to bite ass. And you know what? I mean, is it? Or are we just saying that because that's what we want the Steelers to do? I mean, I've said it before, Arthur Smith's offense, he's got it moving before, and that offense did not have a number 2 wide receiver. That offense in Tennessee, now you can say, well, it was Derrick Henry. I mean, if you're able to run the ball, you're able to run the ball. It doesn't matter whether it was Derrick Henry or if it was Santa Claus. If Santa Claus can run the football, that's who you hand it to. So they were able to get, and that Tennessee offensive line wasn't that good. It just wasn't that good. It was okay, but it wasn't that good. So, and that offense did not have a number 2 receiver. But you know what it did have? Some tight ends that could catch the football. And their quarterback played great. So if the Steelers can just manage to run the ball, if they're able to run the ball, the offense is going to work fine. It's going to work fine. That's the difference. It's going to work fine. So Rock Taylor is a wide receiver 3, says my man Rod. He's got to get the opportunity. I'm interested to see what Rock Taylor does in preseason game. Preseason game number 1. He's not going to be out there early, I don't think. Maybe he will. But I'm interested to see because that's the one guy I think has an opportunity to skyrocket or get cut. That's what I believe. I think that Rock Taylor has an opportunity to skyrocket into one of the 5 receivers that the Steelers keep and gets out there, or he gets cut. That's basically, and I don't think it would stop at 5. I think, and if we're being honest, I think the Steelers want Rock Taylor to be able to take the job of Robert Woods. Because if he can, they're going to give him that opportunity because he's faster than Woods. Woods has lost speed. That's not his thing anymore. He's a possession guy. They want Rock Taylor to work out. Now, he's an undrafted free agent. They're not putting all their eggs in this basket. And I still haven't changed that 25%. I give him a 25% chance to make the roster. But after a preseason game, that could change. After a preseason game, maybe it's 50%, but also maybe it's 15%. I don't know. I'm anxious for next week. You know what I'm saying? I want next week to get here. I want it to get here. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, if the Steelers sign Gabe Davis, says my man Ninja Raptor, do you believe he'll be the number 2 wide receiver? First of all, I don't think the Steelers are going to sign Gabe Davis. I'll just put that out there. They brought him in. If they were confident Gabe Davis could help him, I think they'd have signed him even if he's hurt. I think they brought him in, but I don't think the Steelers believe that he's what they want or need. So, but also, I guess maybe his knee might not be anywhere close to being ready to play yet. That could be it too. So, but who knows? But I don't think that I've never been a Gabe Davis guy. He only runs 2 routes. I think you need more than that from your wide receiver number 2. I think wide receiver, the flanker position, he's got to be a guy that can just run every route on the route tree. But you know what? When it's 3rd and 5, that guy just gets you 6 yards, a tough catch, and move the chains. I think that's what he has to be. And Gabe Davis is not that guy. Gabe Davis is home run. That's it. That's it. And I don't think this offense needs him to do that. So what's going on, Tom? How you doing, man? Appreciate you being in here. But yeah, I don't think Dave Davis is a guy that we need. Not even remotely close to a guy that we need. But it is what it is. So Austin is going to surprise us, says Sal. I don't think that he's going to surprise us because I think he's going to play well. I think there was a lot of opportunities for him last year that quarterbacks just didn't take advantage of. You know, we do these all 22s, these entire game films. By the way, shameless plug. If you're not already a member, make sure you sign up to be a member. Get to the all pro level or higher, which is level 4. We do a breakdown of every Steeler football game. So an all 22 breakdown that you guys will get to see and be a part of. So make sure you sign up for that. But I think Calvin Austin was open a lot last year that quarterbacks just didn't take advantage of it. I can tell you that right now. So that's my whole thing. I just don't think they took advantage of it. So if he does well, I don't think it's going to be anything that surprises me, and it shouldn't surprise you. You could just say, well, damn, they just didn't throw him the ball enough last year, which would be the case. So somber. I love what I'm hearing about Rock Taylor. He didn't get a lot basically the first 3 practices. They didn't trust him, they didn't give him a lot of work. Since they've started giving him some work, he has started working out. And he's been cooking. He's been giving guys the business, which is good. Now, you give him a little elevation in opportunities with higher groups. Don't give him all his opportunities with guys that are not going to be on the football team here in a month. Let's give him opportunities against guys that are actually going to be on the football team, and let's see what he can do in that setting. You know, but I think maybe they're waiting until this preseason game, see what that looks like, and then go from there. I think that's kind of what they're doing. They're just kind of waiting and seeing. So, waiting and seeing. But here's a guy, and before we get out of here, people were skeptical on whether to bring him in. And then when we brought him in, people were like, oh, what are we doing? Jonnu Smith, after the first 2 days of him just kind of adapting, Jonnu Smith is good. I just tell you all that right now. Jonnu Smith is really good, ladies and gentlemen. Our man, Pat Freiermuth, might have a career low year. He just might. And it's because Jonnu Smith is good. There's so many other weapons, but Jonnu Smith is good. He's good. You know, he is good. And that's a good thing. I'm not saying that Muth isn't going to have a place. I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm saying is don't be so discouraged. Jonnu Smith is a good football player, man. He brings something that the Steelers need, another offensive weapon, a guy that can just go get open and catch the football. He can do that. He's athletic, dynamic. Love him. Zach just became a member. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jonnu Smith's real confident. He's very confident. I love it. I love it. Christopher says, Steelers talk by Chat Sports, but from the Twitter clips I've seen and breakdowns has broken out some big runs and look better pass blocking than he did the first day in pads. Who are we talking about? Like, what player are we talking about? So, are we talking about Caleb Johnson? So, I would hope. But we appreciate you, man. Think we might sign Justin Simmons? No, the Steelers they got their safety. The Steelers aren't signing Justin Simmons. So, they got their safety. George Clark is fine. He's fine. Him and Thornhill are going to battle it out. I think Clark's actually going to win the job, but either one of them, I think they're going to be fine. Again, You don't have to have spectacular free safety play when you have good cornerback play. You just need guys that can do the job. You just need guys that can do the job. So I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you all for being here and showing up, showing out like you guys always do. That's all I got for you today. We will be back again tomorrow. Steelers are practicing, I believe, unless something changed. Give me 1 second here. I mean, they missed a day, so where they didn't get to do anything. But today is Saturday. Yeah, Steelers are practicing. So they're off Monday. So we'll be back here tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. Make sure you guys are here. We'll be talking again about what Pittsburgh Steelers practice look like. They should be in pads tomorrow because, again, they're going to be off Monday. So we'll talk about who looked good, who didn't, all the good stuff, any injuries, hopefully. Knock on wood, we don't have any of that stuff. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys as always. Appreciate you. We will talk to you soon. And aloha.